Have you ever wanted to pray that God would judge your enemies? You pray a prayer, God, judge those that are fighting against me, those that have hurt me, those that are doing things right now that I don't understand, things that I would look at and say, that's wicked. God, judge those people. Have you ever wanted to pray a prayer like that? Maybe you have prayed a prayer like that. Today we come to the 58th Psalm, and this is a psalm that falls into the category known as the imprecatory prayers or the imprecatory psalms. An imprecatory psalm is the psalmist doing exactly that, is praying, God, bring judgment on my enemies, bring judgment on those that would seek to hurt me. And as we read these, we can think, man, that's pretty harsh language, pretty heavy, and certainly it is. But I think there's something here for us to learn today. This is the Mighty Oaks Daily Devotional. My name is Jeremy Stallnecker, and the 58th Psalm begins this way. The psalmist is praying a prayer. He says, do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? So he's now praying. He's going to pivot. He's going to turn, but he's making this declaration that the people in front of him say the right things. Verse number 1. Verse 2 is this, yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weighed the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And this goes on and on, describing these people. And really what he's saying is you put up a good front, but the reality that we all understand, that we all know, is that you're serving yourself. You would hurt someone else if you could get something out of it. You're a wicked or unrighteous person, a person who rejects truth and rejects morality and rejects those things that are right. And as the psalmist writes this out, we get to verse number 10 toward the end of this psalm, and we find these words, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. This is, again, strong language. We may think in our church culture, depending on what your church culture is, that this isn't how things should be done as believers, as Christians. But he says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. Here's what he says. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. And now, this is metaphorical speech, but it says he will wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. It gives the idea of being cleansed when those who are against God, the wicked, are dealt with. The righteous, the right person, the person who pursues a relationship with God and seeks to do right will rejoice when those who are doing wrong are taken out of the picture. Verse 11, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Again, strong language. Maybe this isn't something that's read before offering time at your church, but there is something for us to glean from this. We all know people in this world, and sometimes we have to deal with very difficult people in this world, people who reject God. This isn't just people who have a personality that's prickly. We're talking about people who reject God, people who actually seek to do us and others hurt or harm. People who we would stay away from if only we could, but maybe we can't. We sometimes become embroiled or caught up in what's happening with other people because of how difficult they are. And as a righteous person, as a person who follows God, not a perfect person, but a person who seeks to follow God, it's easy for us in those moments to step back and say, well, then I'll just deal with them the way they're dealing with me. I can be just as unkind or just as hurtful. Certainly, we need to protect ourselves. We may need to separate from people. But we never should lower ourselves to acting in a way that reflects the words, the actions, the thoughts of those who reject God. The psalmist prays this prayer because there are times when all we can do is pray a prayer. God, you need to deal with these people because I certainly can't. God, you are God and I am not. God, you have a plan and I know you will fulfill your plan and your purpose. And in understanding that, we have hope. So that a man shall say, this is the last verse, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Sometimes it feels that God is far away, that he's allowing wickedness to prevail. And certainly it seems that way, but truthfully, God is a judge. And he will bring his perfect plan and his perfect will to pass so that a man will be able to say there is a reward for the righteous. God blesses those who seek him. So here's the encouragement from this very strongly worded psalm today. Continue to live right and do right and pursue God and trust that God is the judge of all men, that God will bring his plan to pass, and that God blesses those who pursue him. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow for another Mighty Oaks Daily Devotional. For more information about the Mighty Oaks Foundation and the work that we do for veterans, active duty service members, and first responders, please visit mightyoaksprograms.org.